Today I fucked up by introducing my 7th grader to the porn industry's aggressive marketing tactics. Okay, so I got my daughter a Spotify account a couple of weeks ago, but this FU happens 3 days ago. I have a 7th grader who loves music. Usually she just listens to the radio or I play music for her, so I thought it would be nice to let her have a Spotify account of her own. My daughter was really happy and she started listening to a lot of new music. I listened to multiple genres, so I would send her a song that I thought she'd like, she'd send songs to me, etc. Fun was had by all. That is until a couple of days ago. I was in the dining room setting up the table when I hear Mom, is 69 a sex position? I damn near drop the plates and ask, excuse me? Where the fuck did you learn this? He replies, Ariana Grande's song. So apparently Ariana Grande has a CD called Positions and it's about sexual positions. And I inadvertently gave my 7th grader access to this and loads of other not so kid friendly songs. I, a woman with a PhD, got my child a Spotify account and didn't even consider that this would give her access to explicit music. I don't lie to my kids, so I just looked at her defeated and said yes. I thought it would be the end of the conversation. She then asked me to explain exactly what 69 is and my dumb self told her to Google it. Realizing my error, I grabbed her phone and told her to never ever Google anything sexual on her phone because the targeted porn ads will never stop, which led to a conversation about porn and advertisement algorithms on Google. My daughter handled the whole thing like a champ, but honestly I'm worried I might have scarred the kid. Oh, and I still had to explain the position to her. Too long didn't read. Gave my daughter her own Spotify account and was surprised when she listened to explicit content. Then I absent-mindedly gave her permission to Google porn. Your daughter probably knows more than you think, and if she doesn't, she will soon. Wouldn't worry about it. Source: I was a 7th grader not too long ago, graduated high school class of 2019. 7th grade? She probably already knows way more than you think. Considering kids today and mom's attitude towards sex, she probably knows more than mom. If you have Spotify Family Premium plan, you can use Spotify Kids app, that's tailored for your kid's age. I use it for my 7 years old. No playlists, however. Don't overprotect your children from sex. They have to learn about it because in the future, more near future than you may expect, they will start experimenting with themselves and hopefully for them with others too, and they should at least know a couple of things about safety and consent. Soon as sex stops being a taboo, the better for your kids. They'll do forbidden things anyway, but if you are open-minded about it and can talk to them about sex and masturbation and this stuff, you might ensure they do it responsibly and they'll be much more open to you, which I'm guessing you'd like as a parent. I wish my parents had been more open about sex so that I could have shared insecurities/questions with them without it being awkward as hell. And I'm sure your kid would love that too given the question they asked. And lastly, about the songs. Every single musical genre has sexual references, even if implicit in the lyrics. Sex is everywhere, and every teen discovers it sooner or later, so I wouldn't be mad or feel bad for giving a 7th grader access to mainstream music with sexual connotations. 7th grade? I was a dumb kid and a year older, but sex talk is everywhere then. You taught her the right thing about the ads, but don't make it out to be a thing you avoid talking about or she could end up with an adversity towards it. Maybe she isn't in a public school, but if she is, there is almost no way she hasn't heard a 69 joke, let alone much worse. Telling her the right information about it like it's not something taboo and obviously not for someone her age. I'm not even a parent, but it just sounds like you're instilling bad habits forming in her head about the entire topic instead of just talking about it. Google it, Lamau. Today I fucked up by licking my lips. This happened a few minutes ago and I'm still laughing about it. Today I went to Starbucks to pick up an iced coffee. It's one of those Starbucks that's located in a small shopping center. I grab my coffee, go back to my car, and get ready to enjoy my beverage. Take off my mask and notice that my lips are dry. I'm a black woman and I have a nice set of lips. So when they are dry, they crack and it can get very bad. To combat this, I decide to give my lips a slow, thorough lick as I drive away. I'm looking in my rearview mirror as I lick my lips, which is why I didn't notice the guy standing on the sidewalk directly in front of me. This poor guy sees me and stops dead in his tracks. I'm sure he assumed I was licking my lips at him. In a panic, I put my foot on the gas, then immediately slam the brakes because, as you know, I'm coming out of a shopping center parking lot. This makes my car jerk. Then while still looking at the guy, I burst into uncontrollable laughter. It took me a few seconds, but I finally pull it together and safely drive away. The guy was gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but I'm happily engaged and I definitely wasn't trying to hit on him. But I can only imagine what it looked like from his point of view. Too long didn't read. I tried to lick my lips to stop them from cracking and instead gave some poor guy lip service. I was going to post something creepy, then realized it was creepy. I'll just say this instead: I like lips. Wait, is that still creepy? FML. I mean, it is only creepy if it isn't true. I don't know too many people who don't like lips. Is DSL still a thing? The real F-up is the fact that licking your lips dries them out more, so you actually made them worse. You are right, but the relief I felt from licking my lips lasted long enough for me to find my Carmex. You just made his whole year, or you just sexually harassed him, or maybe both. Definitely both. He looked flattered but confused. I done something like this last week. Trains have big windows that you can see through but also act like pretty good mirrors. The trains were stopped as people were getting on and I was looking at my skin in the train window, squishing my face, pulling at my eyes as I was tired. You know, stuff you do when no one's watching. Well, my friend eventually burst out laughing. Apparently the guy in the train across from us directly in front of me, who I didn't notice, thought I was making faces at him, stared at me, and then put his back against the window after looking horrified. I somehow noticed none of this. I was too occupied with how awful my skin looked that day. I was mortified. Today I fucked up by calling my Bumble match by the wrong name on the first date. This happened a couple hours ago. She and I had plans to meet up in the local coffee shop before we walked around the city. I arrived first and a young woman who I thought was her came into the coffee shop and I blurted out her name, and raised my hand to say hi. I don't even have a Bumble match who has that name. She said that's not my name, to which I responded, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm here to meet someone. You looked like her with your mask on." She then responded, "I think I'm her, you just got my name wrong." Then I immediately blurted her real name out, to which she said, "Good recovery." For a moment I was just going to leave. I bought her coffee to make up for it and things slowly went uphill. But I don't think I've ever dug myself into a hole faster with anyone. Too long didn't read. I should have looked at my phone before my date, or just remembered her name. Nice. Shit happens, especially with dating apps where you could have a bunch of people you've talked to. My husband introduced me as his ex-wife's name on our honeymoon. Twice. We will have been happily married 7 years in March. All is not lost. Dude, I wouldn't have done it a second time because I would have died from embarrassment the first. This is hilarious. I'm happy to provide you with Schadenfreude. Looks like someone's following rules 1 and 2. Dude, I did this exact same thing on Saturday, except I was 1 hour into the date. For some reason I said something, then added her name to the end of the statement for emphasis, and she looks at me kinda slow and goes, "Yeah, that's not my name." Heart sank, but in an instant I remembered and called her by her correct name. Long story short, she started jerking my chain by calling me Matt instead of Mark, and this playful banter went on the rest of the date. Flash forward 3 hours and we're making out in the front of my truck. All in all, not a bad recovery.